Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of Empowered You, the podcast where we talk all things healing, growth, and turning pain into power. I'm your host, Jill Ripley, and it is my intention to use my own personal experience to help you or someone you love to open to the idea of letting go of past pain and using it as a springboard for personal growth. As always, much of what I share here is inspired by my own journey that I wrote about in my book, Empowered by the Storm, Releasing the Past and Embracing the Light. If anything I talk about today resonates with you, I invite you to check it out. It's available on Amazon or through my website at empoweredbythestorm.com. Today, we'll be exploring the deeply profound and transformative journey of learning to love yourself. Now, what do you think about when I say the word self-love? Does it sound selfish to you? Does it sound far-fetched or unattainable? I am here to tell you that it is not only possible, but it is absolutely necessary for personal growth and for the ability to truly love those around you. When we lack the capacity for self-love, we're often critical of those around us. When we love ourselves without condition, we can also learn to see past perceived imperfections in others. There are so many factors that contribute to our sense of self-worth or our lack of self-worth. One important truth to recognize is that the most formative years of our lives, the programming years, happen between birth and around age 7. These are the years when our imaginations run wild and we're extremely impressionable. Our brains are like little sponges, absorbing everything around us without filters. We're not yet capable of critical thinking the way adults are. Instead, we live in kind of an imaginative, emotionally driven state where everything we see, hear, and feel becomes embedded deeply within our unconscious mind. If we're praised, we internalize this as I am good. And if we're criticized, dismissed, or neglected, even unintentionally, we often interpret that as I'm not enough, or I'm bad, or I have to earn love to be safe. We may not remember every moment from those early years, but they shape the lens through which we see ourselves. These moments dictate the stories we tell ourselves about our worth, about our place in the world, and whether or not we're lovable. And these ideas stay hidden deep within us until we purposefully bring them into conscious awareness. And because that programming runs so deep, we often carry those unconscious beliefs into adulthood without even realizing it. So when we start doing the work of self-love later in life, we're not just trying to be nicer to ourselves. We are literally reprogramming beliefs that were written when we were 5 years old, long before we had any understanding of how to navigate our emotions or the emotions of the people around us. That's why healing and learning to love yourself isn't just about positive affirmations or surface level self-care, though that is also very important. It's about meeting those early beliefs head on, and that takes patience, tenderness, and a willingness to go deeper. If you listened to the first episode on the mother wound, you'll remember we talked about how unmet needs in childhood can shape the way we show up in adulthood, especially in how we care for or abandon ourselves. This is a continuation of that healing, because learning to love yourself means going back to those moments, not to relive them, but to reparent them, to offer comfort, validation, and safety you may not have received then, but can absolutely give yourself now. So here's a gentle invitation. Take a few quiet moments and ask yourself, what messages did I absorb about love when I was little? What did I believe I had to do to feel accepted, safe, and worthy? You might want to journal on it. And here are a few examples to help you connect more deeply. You can ask yourself, when I got praised for being quiet and easy, Did I feel like I had to hide my emotions to be loved? Or when I was told to stop crying or to toughen up, did I feel like my feelings didn't matter or that they made me unlovable? Or when my parents only showed affection after I did something good, did I feel like I had to be perfect to earn love? When I was blamed for things going wrong in the house, did I feel like love was conditional or that I had to be perfect to be safe? Did I grow up feeling responsible for the emotional atmosphere around me? Like if someone was upset, it must have been my fault. If anything like this rings true for you, give yourself permission to feel it. Not to dwell, but to bring it into light with compassion. The goal here isn't to blame anyone because much of what happened to you as a child as a result of the caregivers around you was unintentional on their part. People parent the best way or the only way they know how. And if they were not taught well, they are unable to rise above their own conditioning. This is to bring awareness to what got imprinted on you like a brand. Because when you can see those beliefs clearly, you can begin to shift them consciously. You can begin to remind your inner child, you don't have to earn love anymore. You're already worthy. You always were. We've been conditioned by outside influences to believe we're never quite right. We're too fat. We're too thin. We're too smart. We're too dumb. We're too slow. We're too shy. We're too outgoing, too loud, too something. But the truth is, we don't need fixing. We need remembering. Remembering that the very fact we exist means that we're worthy. No matter your body type, you're enough. No matter your grades, you're enough. No matter your personality, you are enough. You don't have to shapeshift, perform, or earn your right to take up space. You already belong. And when we live in a constant pursuit of approval, waiting for someone else to give us the love we craved as children, we remain stuck in a loop that keeps us from becoming who we truly are. We give away our power. Real healing begins when you realize you don't have to prove your worth to anyone. You don't have to hustle for love. And the people who couldn't give you love the way that you needed, that's not your fault. And it's not your burden to carry. And this isn't just a theory for me. I've lived this. For a long time, I carried this quiet, unspoken belief that I just wasn't worthy of love. As I mentioned in my previous episode, my mother left when I was very young, not just physically, but emotionally. And then over the years, I lost my father, my brother, and my grandmother, all people that I loved deeply. And even though their deaths weren't intentional, something deep inside of me still interpreted those losses as abandonment, as if love always left me, as if maybe I wasn't enough to stick around for. And I didn't realize at the time, but that unconscious belief shaped so much of how I showed up in the world. I kept people at a distance. I overgave. I doubted my own self-worth. I thought if I could just be good enough, helpful enough, strong enough, independent enough, maybe I wouldn't be left again. But healing has taught me something different. You're allowed to be whole, even if others never saw your wholeness. You're allowed to choose peace, even if someone else is still living in chaos. You're allowed to love yourself fully, even if no one taught you how. So, how do you begin to let go of the pain? How do you start to rewrite the story you've unconsciously carried for so long? The one that says you're not worthy, or not lovable, or not enough. It begins with compassion, not just for the people who hurt you, but for you, the version of you who is just trying to survive. The version of you who didn't know any other way. The version of you who still sometimes slips into those old thought patterns. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue. When you mess up, when you feel vulnerable, What do you say to yourself? Would you say that to a child you loved, or a close friend, or anyone else you loved? If not, it's time to shift that voice from critic to caregiver. Start recognizing the goodness within you. Start a list of all your good qualities. I am sure there are many, even if you don't yet see it yourself. And if you find this challenging at first, ask a good friend to help you get started. Ask them about the good qualities they see in you. Each day, write down one thing that reflects the goodness in you. Whether it's a kind gesture, a small win, or something you're proud of, it helps rewire your brain to see the good that's always been there. And as crazy as this may sound, practice speaking these good things to yourself in the mirror. I personally have it written on my bathroom mirror, I am enough. And I say to myself, I am enough. I have always been enough, and I will always be enough. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is often the resistance to receiving the love you've been withholding from yourself. Healing is tender work. Make sure your environment supports it. Whether it's a therapist, a trusted friend, or even just a healing podcast like this one, let yourself be supported. Letting go of past pain doesn't mean forgetting or pretending it didn't happen. It means choosing not to let it define who you are right now. You are not what happened to you. You are not the person that they failed to see. You are who you choose to become, starting today. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me today. If this episode spoke to your heart, I hope you'll share it with someone who might need a little light. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe, and follow me for more healing episodes. Because healing isn't a one-time thing. It's a journey, and I'd be honored to walk it with you. And if you're looking for resources, you can find plenty on my website, empoweredbythestorm.com. And until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and stay empowered. You've got this. Bye.